It was a cold night in late October, the kind of night where the air itself feels brittle. Like the world could crack if you breathed too hard. The sky was heavy with clouds, the moon hidden, and the wind whistled low through the empty streets. That's when my friends and I decided to do something we had always talked about but never dared. Break into our old elementary school. The building had been shut down for over 2 decades. Its windows were dust-choked, its paint flaking in long, curling strips. It was the kind of place that already felt haunted before you even stepped inside. We told ourselves it was for nostalgia, just to walk the halls where we once laughed and learned. But deep down, we all wanted to see one thing: the third-floor bathroom. It had always been locked when we were kids. Teachers told us it was shut for plumbing issues, but even then, none of us believed that story. Rumors swirled instead of voices inside, of a girl who went in and never came out. Of a man who would count your footsteps if you lingered too long. Every kid in school had whispered about it, but none of us had ever set foot inside. Not until that night. We made it up the crumbling stairwell, our flashlights cutting thin beams through the dust. The air grew colder the higher we climbed, on the 3rd floor. The hallway stretched before us like a tomb. The tiles beneath our shoes cracked and echoed. And there at the very end was the infamous bathroom door. Rust had eaten into the lock, but the chain was still wrapped tightly, as if someone wanted to make very sure it stayed closed. We hesitated. For a moment, none of us wanted to touch it. But someone I don't even remember who produced a small crowbar. The metal screamed as the lock gave way and the door creaked open with a sound that felt too loud for a dead building. Inside, it was like stepping into another time. The air was thick, stale, unmoving, as though it had been trapped for 20 years. The tiles were yellowed, the mirrors cracked, but everything looked untouched. Dust covered every surface except for the stalls, which were covered in layer upon layer of graffiti. Names, curses, drawings. And then in the very last stall, something different. The walls were marked over and over, not with different hands, but the same hand repeating the same phrase in red ink. Don't let the tall man count. The letters were jagged, desperate. Some scrolled so hard they cut into the paint beneath. We were silent, staring. That's when we heard it. Footsteps, slow, heavy, coming from the hallway outside. We turned off our flashlights, holding our breath. If you're still here with us, a simple like on this video would mean the world. It truly helps us keep going. A shadow slid across the crack beneath the bathroom door, impossibly long, stretching across all the stalls. Then came the voice, deep, raspy, inhuman. 1. It was counting. The sound reverberated through the tiles, into the hollow of our chests. I felt my throat lock, my body frozen. 2. We looked at each other, panic flooding our faces. There were 3 of us, 3 stalls. The voice dragged itself into the next word. 3. The doorknob began to rattle violently, as if someone or something was trying to tear its way in. We didn't think. We just moved. We scrambled to the window, fumbling with the old glass until it cracked, then shoved ourselves through into the night. We landed hard on the fire escape, metal clanging under our weight, and we didn't stop running until the school was nothing but a shadow behind us. The next day, still shaken, we went to the police. They followed us back, skeptical but curious. We led them up the same stairwell, hearts pounding with every step. But when we reached the 3rd floor, something was wrong. The hallway looked untouched, undisturbed. And when we arrived at the bathroom, the chain was back on the door. the lock intact. They broke it open, and inside, the dust was perfect. No footprints, no broken window, nothing disturbed, except one thing. 3 sets of footprints, leading into the stalls, and none leading out. The case was noted in their files, but no one ever followed up. No explanation was given. Officially, the bathroom was sealed for safety. Unofficially, I know the truth. We let the tall man count, and I think he's still waiting for us to finish his game.